Quantum Multiverse. Quantum Multiverse. Hey, everyone. Quantum Multiverse. Oh, so many people here already. Hello. Yeah, I'm early. I don't know. I came here. I saw people in the chat. I said, okay, come on, let's start. People are here. Let's do this. Cheers, everyone. Hey, everyone. Vim, that was a really nice video uploaded today. Both, actually. 2 videos. Very nice. Hey, everyone. We started. We are live. Let me know if you can hear me well enough so we can start. I already have everything ready here for us. Maurice, Quantum Multiverse. Let's start. Hey everyone. Okay, so we have Quantum Multiverse today, which is an amazing module. It's a nice quantizer. It's a crazy quantizer, actually. Hi, everyone. And if you know me and you know my videos, you know that I'm a big fan of Quantum, which is also, of course, ML. Let me zoom in a bit. Yes, Quantum Multiverse is a commercial module. I can check also very quickly how much it costs. It's a commercial module from ML. I cannot see how much it costs because I have it already. I think it's $20 or something like this. Hi L. And it's Martin Luders. Okay, Martin Luders is with us in the chat. The creator, the developer of the ML modules. Hi Martin, thank you for joining us. It's $15, yeah. Not $20, $15. So Martin is with us. Say hi to Martin. Show your respect. Yeah, so Quantum Multiverse is like having 8 quantums in one module, and they will share the same scale. So I have Quantum also here opened, so we can compare a bit. We have again the section where we can enter our scale. We have 8 rows, which are actually our 8 quantizers. Each one has its own quantize modes, like in the right-click menu of Quantum. So we have it here as switches. We have the 3 outputs, the CV output or the pitch output or the quantized output, the gates and the triggers. And we have a really nice feature here. A really nice, yeah, Martin, new modules are coming out soon. So we have a really nice feature here, the memory feature that we can save. We can save up to 8 different scales and load them, and we have triggers for the write and the load function. So we can modulate this, we can automate this, which is really cool. Yeah, first updating everything to VCV 1.0. When will it come out? I don't know. It looks like it's going to take a bit more. It looks like it's going to take a bit more. Okay, so another really cool feature. Another really cool feature is the spread feature. So the inputs of a Quantum Multiverse are normalized, which means they are normalized to the last input. So if I have something going in input number 1, all the other inputs will be normalized to this input, to this voltage. And with the spread knob, we can spread the normalized inputs and spread the notes from one another, which is a really cool feature. We can create chords and whatnot. So let's start already. Let's see what we can do. Let's start with something simple. I will get rid of Quantum. Just one more thing I wanted to show you. We have the note selection section on Quantum where we can modulate the notes or the scales. We have the note input and the toggle input, which will toggle the notes on and off. On Quantum Multiverse, we have the note input, but we have 3 different trigger inputs. We have on, off, and toggle. So we can modulate this with 3 different triggers. Okay, so now I will get rid of Quantum because we have Quantum Multiverse. Hi. Yeah, I don't know, before I saw a post from Andrew, was it on Twitter or on Facebook? I don't remember. Something about a meeting that is going to speak about VCV and open source. And it's on the 15th of May. And he said that, hi Hamburg. And he said that after it, he will wait to the release of VCV 1 and then he will make more meetings like this. So probably it will take a few more weeks. For sure after Superbooth also. By the way, Superbooth. There will be a VCV Rec meeting in Superbooth or at Superbooth. There is a Facebook page. Maybe someone can put the link on the chat. If you are in Berlin, if you are at Superbooth in May and you want to meet, go to the page, go to the group. It's not a page, it's a group. Join the group and let's meet. Okay, so let's start with something simple. Let's have, okay, C, E flat, G, and B flat. It works just like Quantum, but we have 8 quantums in one module. And let's see, let's use a sequencer. Let's use the new ADDR sequencer from Bog Audio. Did you notice that there is a new sequencer from Bog Audio? 8-step sequencer, a nice one, interesting one, easy one, simple one. Another word. Okay, so let's clock it. Oh, BPM, guys, beats per minute. Beats per minute games. 2 BPMs, please. Let's play this game again. 85, this is nice. 85 and 85, 150, no, before that was 200, where am I? 85, 8 BPM. No, it doesn't go to 8, it goes to 30. So 123, 1, 2, 3. Okay. With the ring or without the ring? This one with the ring or without ring? Hey, Yosu Tattoo, hi, no ring, this one, no ring. No ring, the Lord. Let's see, where is it now? 85, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 85. 85. Okay, so we have 85. Let's send this already to the sequencer and let's see, let's start with 85 without multiplying or duplicating or whatnot or dividing. And let's send the sequencer to Quantum Multiverse. So we have 8 rows, each row is identical to the other rows. We have the input here, so the sequencer will go to the input. Opalach, where are my cables? And as I've said before, the inputs are normalized, which means that now this input will flow or will go to all the other inputs. So let's start with this. And let's see, let's have us a voice. Let's go with Blemsoft. I don't know, I like this oscillator, the wave oscillator, it sounds nice. Hi. Okay, so the wave oscillator, let's start with this. We have the output. This will go to the volt per octave input. This will go to the mixer. Okay, and let's start changing the values here. Let's have a 7-step sequence. Where is it? Just let me know that you can hear the music well enough. We'll add some reverb. And let's change the wave to phase distortion. This is my favorite wave. You know what? You can choose the wave. Choose the wave that will go, pulse width modulation, digital or digital. Viking, Maurice said Viking, let's go with Viking. Oh, I see Viking is a favorite. So this is the Viking one. Already let's take the density up. So we have more waves, spread all the way. So it's nice and spread in the stereo field. Detune just a bit. Something like this. Okay, so you see we have a quantizer, nothing special here. But if I take another oscillator, and let's use now the FM operator, because I will want to use something with an envelope. So let's activate the level envelope, sustain all the way down, attack almost all the way down, so we don't get those clicks. And then I will set the second row. You see the second row is not patched, we have nothing going to the second row. And the output I will send to the volt per octave input. And this oscillator I will send to another channel, again a bit reverb. And let's send also the gate output from this row to the gate input of the FM operator. Let's start without an envelope first. Okay, and now I can start raising the spread. And now the notes will start to go further from one another from the normalized inputs. So we have the same signal, the same voltage, but it's transposed. And I will not go higher because it will hurt my ears and your ears also. And if I add another oscillator, let's add another FM operator and send the third row. Again, the third row is also not, I feel like a minion. The third is also not patched. It's normalized to the first input, but it will be even more spread, which means that you will get something like this. Let's do shortly something like this. I will tune I will take this out. This is not what I wanted. I wanted this. Okay. I want to tune this an octave down. And this also. Okay. And now let's see what we have here again. They are panned left and right, yeah, because this mixer has stereo inputs, and when both channels are connected, they will be panned left hard and hard left and hard right. So you see, from one sequence, from one series of voltages, we can spread the notes and have nice chords. We can also divide this by 8. And have nice chords. Let's add some more reverb. I need some more reverb here. I want to change this step, just the one that goes low. Something is clipping like this. Okay, let's already, I like this. We will keep this. And let's modulate the feedback amount. And the position of the wavetable. So let's use, I will not use an ADSR now or an envelope generator. Let's use the Bpm Lfo, which is a nice LFO if you want to sync to your clock. It's one solution for this. You just sync it, you just connect the clock to it. And let's divide this by, let's say, no, you know what I will do? I will use the divided by 8 clock already. Let's see. Okay. Snoopy over the hills, hi! Nice to have you here. Something is still clipping, or I have I have the saturation here on. Okay. Okay, so now this will modulate, let's say, the position of the wavetable. Is this bipolar? This is unipolar, okay. And now what I will do, I want to modulate also the feedback amounts, but I don't want it to be exactly on the same time. I want that it will be a bit delayed. So what we can do, we can add the signal delay from AS and delay the LFO. So I will use again the sine wave, and here we have a through output which can go directly to the next input. We have 2 in 1 module. And let's see this on the scope for a second. So this is our original sine wave. This is our original sine wave. And this will be delayed by 350 milliseconds. So you see we get a different phase. I can delay it even a bit further, let's say 650. And the other one, the second one, will be delayed by, let's say, 1070 milliseconds. So we get even a different phase than this. Hi Joe! And those 2 delayed LFOs will modulate the feedback amount. So they are all being modulated, both feedback amounts and the position of the wavetable. They are being modulated by the same LFO, but different phases of the LFO. I usually use also the 84 from Borg Audio, for example, which has 8 outputs, which are delayed probably and create different phases. But this is also a nice system, and it's not really so the phases are not the same. So one is delayed by such and such milliseconds, and the other one by a different amount. Maurice, yes. So much to explore, it's crazy, Maurice, really. It's never ending. Okay, so now you see what I mean by normalized inputs, that you can spread them. And with one sequence or with one set of voltages, you can create whole chords quantized to the scale you entered. And now I can continue, for example, from the 4th row, continue something different, in a different speed, different sequence. So let's do this actually. Let's use, what shall we use? Let's use Entropia. I love this sequencer. I love this. Actually, also ML has also a sequencer that reminds me of Entropia. It's called Evolution. Maybe we will use this in the next patch. For me, it's a sort of a mixture or a combination of Entropia and the Turing machine. So you have random voltages if you want. You don't have to. You can also send a different sequence, and you can modulate between the different between two different sequences, just like Arturia. Maybe in the next page we will use it. Also ML, also from Martin. I need another schluck. Another sip of the wine. I'm sorry, but it sounds so nice, you know. I think it sounds even better than a sip of the coffee. I don't know. Yeah, a day without Entropia is a day lost. That's true. Okay, so let's see what we will do. Let's use multiplied by 4 clock. Multiplied by 4, maybe multiplied by 3. Let's see if we get nice triplets here. And let's send this to the certain clock of Entropia. Let's see here, maybe 5 steps. What do you think? 5? 7, 6, 5 steps. Okay. And let's change the blue values. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Let's take the energy down to 1, and then we can go crazy. 1 will be, I think, 1 octave. And then we can go crazy with the knobs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's add on the third step also the yellow sequence, but we will receive random voltages. Or better yet, you know what we can do? You know what we can do? Oh, this will be cool. We can use the external signal, the external CV, and take it from our sequencer. So every once in a while, the sequencer will, the ADDR sequencer from Behringer will sneak into Entropia. I don't know why I have to say Entropia like this. We'll sneak into Entropia and we'll output this voltage. So let's take also the probability. Let's turn now when we are on external signal, the knobs become attenuverters. So let's open it all the way up, so all of the signal goes through, and let's open the probability a bit. Okay, very nice. And now we need something nice and plucky. So let me do something like this. Maybe we can change the FM operators. No, it sounds nice. Why change them? Because here I want something nice and plucky. So what we can do, we can use... Let's use an oscillator from animated circuits. Let's use, for example, the FEM oscillator. The FEM oscillator, which is an AM, FM oscillator, a combination of two. Let's already activate the 1 volt per octave, so it will follow volt per octave. Let's send the... Okay, let's send Entropia to the Quantizer, to Quantum Multiverse, to the 4th row. Lopez gate, okay? It's trick of the tongue. Hey, Waves Unlimited! This is great that you're here with us. Guys, if you're not familiar with Waves Unlimited, first of all, he has a nice channel that you should check out. Also about VCV Rec, and also he has the news of the Rec weekly and also monthly. Check it out, everything new with VCV Rec, it's there. Okay, a Lopez gate. Shall I use New Rage? New Rage. New Rage, it's not a... oh, nice to have you all here. It's not a free available module, but is there something else? Yeah, I think there is also, let's see, Volt. How is it called? Yulste. Let's see, Yulste. Opalach. Yulste. Yeah, Yulste is also a Lopez filter, Lopez gate. Sorry. Which is a combination of a VCA and a Lopez filter. So let's send the FM output to Yulste, and let's use again. So Entropia is going. Hi Nick. Hi. Entropia is going to the 4th row, and now here let's have a look at the different options we have with the switches. We can choose the way the quantizer or Quantum Multiverse will quantize the signal. Something really important to keep in mind, and correct me if I'm wrong, Martin, but I'm sure it's working like this. The signal when it's going into Quantum Multiverse and also to Quantum, by the way. Hi everyone, and also to Quantum, by the way. It will be quantized to semitones first of all. So if you are using, for example, sample and hold or some other random voltage that is not exactly sitting on the semitones, Quantum and Quantum Multiverse will quantize the signal to semitones. And after that, you can choose how it will be quantized to the scale. So you have closest, which will always be quantized to the closest note. Unless it sits right in the middle. So if, for example, I have here, F and G, and the signal that's coming in is landing exactly on F sharp or G flat, depends how you look at it. If we have closest selected, both of them are the closest signals. It will follow what's coming on the next switch, which is up or down. So if it's on down, it will be quantized to F. If it's on up, it will be quantized to G. This is if it's closest. If we didn't have F, for example, selected, and it will land on F sharp or G flat, it will always be quantized to the closest, never mind if it's up or down, which in this case is G, because it's not right in the middle, in the center of the both notes. So it will always be quantized to the closest note, unless it's exactly in the center, and then it will be quantized according to the second switch, the up or down. Then we have last. So in last mode, the notes or the signal will be quantized. It will not be quantized until it hits exactly. It will not be quantized unless it hits exactly the last. Wait a minute. Unless it's not hitting exactly the note. So if, for example, I have C, E flat, G, and B flat, and until I don't have a signal that after being quantized to semitones fits on one of those notes, there will not be a change in note, which means there are less change in notes, because it has to fit exactly this slot of the note. Okay, so you will get less notes. So now we have the fourth row, and we have the output that will go to our oscillator. So now, hi Stefan and David. So now we have the first input, which being normalized. Exactly, less change of notes. The first input is normalized to the next two, and then here it stops because here we have a new signal which will be normalized to the other available inputs. So now let's change this actually to last, so we'll get less change of notes. And now let's see. Let's change, send Ulster to the mixer. Hopalach. And now we need a gate, so we can use the gate from Quantum Multiverse. Let's solo this. Reverb. Less sharpness. Low pass. More resonance. Oh, cool! Nice. I will listen to it right when I'm finished. When we are finished here. Trying to find a sweet spot here. Okay, And now, like I said, this is a sort of an FM oscillator. We have two oscillators here. I can change the tuning of the modulator. Okay, let's see. So now the gate, why we get so less gates? We will receive a gate. This is nice. Only when there is a change in pitch. Yeah. And because of this third step of the yellow step, hi Mark! We get also a change in the sequence. So we have the chords, and now we can actually add another oscillator, another voice. Hi Dimitri, and use the another normalized input. Let's see. Let's look another one from animated circuits. Let's use the folding oscillator. Again, we have two oscillators. Let's activate the Volta Octave and the second oscillator. And let's send the pitch information from the second row in this sequence, second normalized row. And let's use another Ulster. And again, use the gate. This time I will use closest mode. So we get hi 7177. So we'll get more gates. Let's send the mixed output. This will go to the other channel of the mixer. I'm just tuning the oscillators here. Let's solo this. Oh yeah. Okay, so what we can do now, we can add another delay module and send through the through output to the next module, and again to the next section. And here we add 1070. Let's change it to 1300, and here let's say 1700. And then we have two more LFOs. This will go to the FM input, and then we can open the attenuator. And the second LFO will go to the, where is it? The depth, the folding depth. A bit more reverb even. have movement. I need some more reverb on the chords. So here again we have one sequencer which is Entropia, but we have two different pitches because of this spread function. And what we can do, we can also modulate the spread actually. So we'll get even more movement in notes. We can do this. So let's do this, let's modulate this. We can use another LFO. So let's use the triangle wave directly from the LFO. No, the spread is not random. Okay, let me just go back there again for a second. So we have the inputs of Quantum Multiverse are normalized, which means that now I have input in the first input is connected to the ADDR sequencer, and the two inputs next to it are normalized. Now why the two? Because in the fourth input I have a different sequence. So the inputs are normalized, and you can spread the normalized or the pitches or the notes of the normalized inputs with the spread function. It's a sort of inversion for the chords, let's say. It's the same effect in this case. So let's use a VCA because I will want to attenuate the LFO. We will use the triangle wave coming from the... Where am I going? The triangle wave coming from the Bpm Lfo. This will go to the spread CV input, and let's open the attenuator just a bit. Oh yeah. You want me to send the trigger door leader. You want me to send the trigger so they are more, so the gate is not always open. That's why. Yeah. So let's try. So again, we have gates and triggers. Let's try with the trigger, and let's solo this just so we can listen to how it sounds like. The trigger is not long enough for Ulster. You hear this? Son of Dubia, hi hi. Yeah. It's not long enough, no. So we will use the gate. And we can change here. Let's change the sharpness. The offset a bit. It's nice. Ooh, this is high. Close the VCA a bit. Hi Russia! Mr. Gloopy Bolga. Hi hi. Cheers. Okay, so this is really nice. We have chords, we have a nice sequence. What we can do now, I mean, we can add more voices because they are normalized, so we can add here, we can use the other three. I think in the next patch we will go into the memory section But now what we can do, we can transpose the sequence. Oh, this is low. Let's see if this will work. I have an idea. Let's see if this will work. We will use sample and hold. I will use kinks, let's say. I just need one, so kinks will be enough. And what I will do, I will sample. Okay, I will sample the output, the let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th output from Quantum Multiverse. I will sample it with the sample and hold, but I will use a slower clock, so let's say divided by 16, to trigger the sample and hold. So we have already a quantized signal. Let's see if it works. I don't know. And every divided clock, it will transpose the sequence or the quantizer. Let's see. Nice. Oh, this is spicy. Now what's funny about this, that it's sampling its own notes. I need some more reverb here, I'm sorry. It's sampling its own notes. So it will always be transposed to somehow something related to the sequence. But it can get really spicy like before, really nice and punchy. Michael. Is it Michael or Michael? Bass, yeah, we will add also some bass. That's true. But first of all, I wanted to explain something about the transposition. And again, thank you, Martin, for helping me before. Oh, yes, this is nice. Let me add another Quantum Multiverse, just so I want to show you something about the transposition. So first of all, the transposition or transposing the scale will not transpose the notes. It will not transpose the pitch. This is what I want to say. So if you transpose, let's say, the scale by an octave, it will not do anything because it will not take the pitch higher by an octave. So you have 12 or 11 options for transposition. So it will not transpose the pitch, it will transpose the scale. So if here we have a C minor 7th chord, and I transpose it by 7 semitones, it will be a G minor 7th chord. But it will not transpose the pitch. For transposing the pitch, you have to add offset to the pitch itself. It will say, let's say you have a C minor scale, exactly, Snoopy over the hills. Let's say you have C minor scale and transpose it by 7 semitones, you will have a G minor scale. But we have something interesting here. Okay, maybe we'll get to this later with the notes in the second patch, because now we want to add a bass. So let's add a bass. What shall we use for a bass? Let's do something like this. Let's try. Okay, let's do this. Basil, let's use basil. Again, volt. Sorry. And now what we will do, we will take the same pitch from our chords, from our chord. Let's see, let's take, let's say, for example, the first output. So we have the tonic, we have the fundamental. And let's send this first of all directly to the mixer and see how it sounds like. Let's solo this. Take it a few octaves down. Okay, let's leave it here, for example. And what I will do now, I will use a clock divider. Oh, clock divider to divide this signal and receive subharmonics. So if, for example, I divide this signal by 2, I will get the same pitch divided by 2. Wait a minute, let's leave this in the mixer and we'll just use another channel. Can I hear it also? Oh, listen to this. Oh yeah, Chrono Block 2 is nice. So this will be the divided signal. Now, because it's a clock divider and it recognizes only the high, yeah, the pitch range is too high. Maybe we can change it also. It recognizes only the high and low voltages, so the 0 and the 5 or the 0 and the 10. We will get square waves. So if this is our original signal, something like this, what we will get will look something like this. Sort of a square wave, but it's a sub oscillator or a sub harmonic. Now let's change the range of those notes. So let's do something like this. What we can do is we can do something like this. We will add another VCA, and instead of using the pitch information from the first row, we will send the sequencer, the ADDR sequencer, which we will use, to the VCA. And from the VCA, this will go to another free row of Quantum Multiverse, which is row number 7. And let's open the VCA just a bit so we don't get the whole range. And from Quantum Multiverse, let's use also less mode, so again we will get less change in notes, or less frequent. And now this will go here. Okay. I hope you can still hear the music, it was clipping here. We can take another subharmonic, so divided by 3. Let's see how this sounds like. Again, solo everything. Oh, this is too low. And what we can do now, we can send this to a filter. So let's use the one from Blemsoft, the F35, and let's send both signals. I will use the divided by 2 here and the normal one to the other input. Let's see. Okay, a bit more drive, a bit more resonance. Sync for the subharmonics. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Is it sync? I think so, yeah. You can dial the knob and get all the different overtones and subharmonics, yeah. Let's see. Oh no, I connected it to the stereo, sorry. Now it's okay. I made it a stereo signal, that's why. Oh yeah, now it's better. Again, we will use the LFO to modulate. Nice. A kick, you say? What we can do, a kick. Slow kick. I don't know, let's try. Let's use the functional VCO. Ooh, this bass is also spicy. Yeah, I think also some high frequencies will be nice. Maybe also a hi-hat. Let's add some rhythms. Let's use... let's see, let's use the SNS. I like this sequencer, this Euclidean sequencer. Let's use the which clock. Let's use the multiplied by 3. And also reset everything with our clock, so also Entropia probably, and the ADDR sequencer, so everything sits nice with our clock. I will add already another, no, okay, never mind, we will wait with it. Okay, and let's see, let's add another fill. And let's take one step down and let's send the gate. Okay, I need, what shall I do? I will use slap, also volt, VCA, and envelope generator. Let's use a triangle wave to the VCA, already to the mixer. Okay. And let's use the same envelope also to modulate the frequency of the oscillator. Take the sustain down. As our gate, we will use the gate from the SNS. Let's solo this for a second. Okay, and let's tune it. Take the release down maybe a bit. Bit more volume, and I need one voice so I can tune it. Oh, actually it's in tune. See. Okay, now hi-hat. What we have kinks here, so we'll use spank. Spank? No, we will use a normal VCA. A normal VCA, the one from the fundamental modules. Where is it? VCA. We will have from kinks. We have a noise output that we will use as our hi-hat. And actually what I will want to do is I will want actually another slap or spank, which is actually more snappier. So first of all it will go to spank. From spank it will go to the VCA. Blue Smarties! Okay, and the gate. Ooh, this bass is spicy. The gate. What should we do with the gate? I need a clock multiplier. Let's see if we have a clock multiplier. I think there is something new, oh? Or not, I will use the one from the Clear Factory. We can add also ratcheting, which is also always nice. Okay, so the clock will come from our main clock. Let's see, soon we will start a new patch. Bear with me, just another hi-hat. The clock will gate spank. The output will go already to the mixer. Already take the lows out. Okay, and let's make this nice and snappy. And then multiply the clock. Just put Quantum Multiverse base on this stream. Nice! This model directly addresses exactly what I was looking on the weeks. Exactly, yeah, very nice. Nick, congratulations! Okay, let's multiply it by 2. By 4. 5. 6. Okay, 6. Very nice. Now what I want to do, I want to use the ADDSR. The DADSR, sorry, from Bog Audio. And I will take the same trigger, I will use the same gate that kick is receiving to create a sort of a side chain. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Really. I appreciate it. So the same gate the DADSR will receive from our kick, or the same gate the kick is receiving, because I have here an inverted output which we can use for sidechaining. Sustain all the way down, attack all the way down. There's a sort of a sidechain with our kick for the volume. Delay to the hi-hats. Okay, so now we have to use the Aura Devices one, the Chronoblob 2. So from the VCA it will go to Chronoblob. Let's sync this also with our clock. I will use the multiplied by 4 clock. Why not? Let's solo this for a second. I need some more volume also. Woo! Who said blue Smarties? Okay, this I want. Let's use another sample and hold. I will use the one from Bog Audio. I will trigger it with our multiplied by 4 clock, and this will go to the delay time. No, let's start from here somewhere. Just a bit. Let's go to the mono signal. Just a bit, let's see how it sounds like, I don't know. More volume, it will clip here. Is it too low? Let's also modulate the panning with the same sample and hold. Oh yeah. And also the decay time with the same sample and hold. So I notice now that the sample and hold from Bog Audio is only going, so is only sampling negative, positive voltage. Let's see if it's true. So it will always be above 0. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice to know. Yeah, I don't know. The bass is spicy, as I said before. It takes a while until it changes the. Let's take it out of last. Very spicy. Yeah? This was nice. Son of Dubia, for what an attenuator? Offset any positive signals? For what? But for the bass, you mean? I don't understand. The sample and hold is only positive, yeah, from Bog Audio. This we've just seen. It's okay for me now. I don't care that it's not going to the negative. Yeah, I don't care that it's not going to the negative values also. For now it's okay. I just took the decay. So now the decay, this is the base, or this is where the modulation will start, and it will just open. So it's okay. Shall we start a new patch and look at the write and read modes? It's nice. It's a nice patch. There's some movement. Yeah, it's enough for this patch. I think we, like always, there will be a link. Can you break your patch without starting a new one? Link in the description when the video will be released, probably tomorrow. Takes YouTube time. So let's start a new one. This is saved. And let's start a new one. Goodbye patch. Hello new patch. Now we have another BPM here. Just a second. Let's see. This was Salute. Capiche. 123 it was. Very nice. Okay, another quantum, and now there is something I want to show you about the transposition. So let's see, let's take sample and hold, let's use brains this time. Let's use brains, I don't know, we'll leave it here. I will send a clock to the upper brain. Now we have sample and hold. Yeah, Dimitri, the patches will be in the description. So YouTube needs time after the live stream to process the video. Probably it will be early tomorrow. And the patches will be in the description. A link to the patches. Road Crew Walker. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm happy that you enjoy what I do. Really, thank you. So now we have sample and hold here. And what we can do, we can modulate the nodes. So I just want to show you, this is like on Quantum, just that here we have 3 different triggers. So if I send sample and hold to the note input, this will tell Quantum Multiverse which note we are dealing with. Let's just lower the rate of the clock. And now we have 3 different trigger inputs. We have on, off, and toggle, which means with on, if I send the clock to the on, it will turn on the notes that the sample and hold is going in. Now again, the signal will be quantized from the input to semitones. Because it's sample and hold, it's random, it's not been quantized to semitones. So Quantum Multiverse will first of all quantize the incoming signals to semitones or semitones. And now, as you can see now, all the notes are on because we are triggering only the on input. Now if we are triggering only the off input, it will turn them off. But we have also a toggle input which will toggle them on and off. So we will always have a different scale, which is cool, which is interesting because we can modulate the scale. And what I wanted to show you now in relation to this. So let's add let's add 2 ref tones. We will soon start with the patch. I just want to show you this. Ref tones from Bog Audio. Now ref tones will send a specific voltage, specific value, specific note. So we can add, let's say, let's turn all the notes off. Let's have, for example, the note will be A. No, let's make it simpler. Let's make it C. Okay? So now the note, in the note input we have the note C. When if I have here a manual trigger, if I trigger now the toggle button, you will see that the note C will be toggled on and off. Because this is what we have set here. But if I transpose the sequence, for example, to the note G, so to the G, so 7 semitones higher in pitch, so this will go to the transpose, and now I toggle the note C from the input. Look which note is being toggled on and off. F. Now we can because it will toggle according to the fundamental note, to the tonic, but we can also turn this behavior off in the right click menu to choose don't transpose, and now when I toggle the note on and off, it will always be C, never mind to what we are transposing to, it will always be C. Because if, for example, our oscillators are tuned to G, but here we have the C minor scale, for example, so this will not tune the oscillators to the C minor scale. It will be a minor scale, and the oscillators are tuned to G. So this is also something you have to keep in mind. So it will be a G minor scale. Okay, so this is something I wanted to show you, never mind. Don't transpose the default. What do you say, guys? I don't know. I don't know, it's a good question. It's a good question. Okay, so now what we wanted to do, we want to say evolution. We wanted to use evolution sequencer from ML. Let me think about it again. Shall I make the don't quantize, the don't transpose default? I don't think so. Yeah, I mean it's saved with the patch. Okay, so now we have evolution, which is a sort of a, to me at least, it's a sort of a combination between the Turing machine and Entropia. So let's do something like this. First of all, let's trigger the sequence. Let's leave the sample and hold here. No, it will transpose the scale, but it will just change the behavior of the note. Quantum that has toggle triggers for the scale notes. So Quantum also has this. Road crew worker. So Quantum also has this. It has just toggle and not on and off. So you can choose the note and toggle them on and off, but you cannot trigger an on function or an off function. Okay, so let's see. Let's trigger the sequencer. Let's multiply this already by 4, let's say. And now this will be a sort of a Turing machine generating new notes, and you can lock a sequence by turning the replace to 0. So it will not replace the notes or the bits. And at 1 it will replace everyone, all the bits, 100%, or somewhere in between you have a probability. So let's see, let's have 12-step sequence, for example. And here we have also two outputs, which are also interesting. We have the first output, which will be always on the first, always according to the triggers. But the second output we can offset, sort of a shift register, that we have the delay of the trigger, so we can offset the triggers and receive a delayed pitch, for example, or a delayed sequence. Where do you get inspiration? Martin Luders, there is a question. Where do you get the inspiration to create your modules? Okay, so let's use the first output. This will go to the first input of Quantum Multiverse. Let's start with a new scale. Let's go again. No, let's go with A minor. It will make it easier later. So we go with A and C and E. So we have the A minor chord. And now let's add a voice. Let's see. This is always hard to choose an oscillator. Let's go with, I don't know. It's hard. Let's go with a tiny sine or tiny soish. Let's see. Let's go with 21 kilohertz. Okay, with the palm loop oscillator. So we have two octaves in the same module. Let's take the output to the volt per octave input. Let's use for a second a sine wave. See what we have here. So we can choose to introduce Yoso Tattoo. Have fun with your blue Smarties. So we can start introducing new notes. Okay, let's use already a filter. I will use tangents, and I will send a sawtooth wave to the low pass input and to the mixer. Okay, let me know if you can hear everything. Okay, so this is the sequence we have, and I have it just a bit above 0, so it will introduce new notes as the sequence goes ahead. And now let's introduce also a sub-octave with a sine wave. It's a bit low. This is already nice. So we have an ever-changing sequence, which is really cool. And now what we can do, and this is what I like about evolution, is that we can send sequences into A and B inputs. But now, if let's leave the A input unconnected, so it will generate random notes or a random sequence. But we will send a different sequence to the B input. So let's see what we will do. Another sequence. Let's use sample and hold. Let's use sample and hold, and I will use the lower brains, and I will use also a different time division. So let's use multiplied by 3 to trigger the lower brains, and I'm triggering the lower brains because here we have a range button that we can change the range of the sample and hold, and we can change this to -1 to +1 volts, which means 2 octaves, octave down and octave up. So let's send this to the B input, and now here with the parent I can choose between the A sequence or the B sequence. Maybe we can change it to 0 to +1, so we have 1 octave up. And with the mix we can mix the replace and parent functions. Let's see. And now we can modulate between A and B. Actually, another thing we can do, if we send a sequence to the A input, it will be normalized to the B input. So now we will send the random voltage to the input, but it will be normalized with an addition of an octave, or addition of 1 volt. So let's say I change all the... I introduce always new notes. So this is the multiplied by 2 clock. With 1 volt added, you can hear it, it's going an octave up. And if we just send it to the B input, then the A will be multiplied by 4 and the B will be multiplied by 2, and we can change the replace to, let's say, somewhere in the middle. So we'll have a combination of both. And we can of course modulate this parent function with another sample and hold. So let's use the multiplied by 4 clock to the upper sample and hold and modulate the parent. Let's put it somewhere in the middle because we have negative and positive voltages. So we have a nice sequence. Let's do this, add an FM operator, something plucky. Let's use the normalized output to the volt per octave. Let's use also the gate, sustain, attack. Let's see. Let's spread this. Oh, let's spread this a bit less. Yeah, you have to check out Evolution. This is a nice sequence. Let's try to add some FM to the FM operator. So I will send a sine wave from the palm loop to the FM input. Let's start raising the depth amount. Let's solo this. Let's add some delay. Nice. From, do you mean the replace? So if it's on 0, it will not replace any notes, it will lock the loop, or it will lock the sequence, and if it's turned all the way to the right, to 1, it will always 100% probability of changing the notes, somewhere in between. Yeah, evolution is really deep, and there's a lot of things you can do with it. What we can also do, we can use the second output to the FM operator and delay it. So with this knob here we can delay, we can offset the timing of the sequence. This FM sound is so nice. Okay, and now let's have a look. Shall we add some more voices? Maybe later. Let's have a look now at the memory section where we can save, we can write and read scales. So now, for example, I have the A minor chord. I have A, C and E. So let's write this to the first memory slot here. I just click the right, you can see it's turning red. And now let's change this to, let's say, let's change this to E minor. So this will be the fifth above. So we need E, F sharp, and A. No. E, G, and C. And now this we can save to the second slot, to the second row. And now we can load them. So this will be the read or the load of the A minor. Yeah, like I said, it's a sort of a mixture between the Turing machine. Evolution is a sort of a mixture between the Turing machine and Entropia, where you can also fade between two different sequences. So again, with the read button, I can load the scales we've entered. So now we have A minor, E minor, what else can we have? We can have D minor also. So let's say D, F, and A. And now this we can write to the third row. And then you can sequence the memory. Exactly, you have for each row you have a trigger input, so you can write and you can read the different chords or scales, and you can create whole chord progressions and whatnot. And you can also make this random, for example. Yes, it's really nice. Snoopy over the hills, this Quantum Multiverse. It sounds like a superhero name, Quantum Multiverse, and it really is a superhero module. So let's trigger this. Let's see, what can we do? We can use a sequential switch, for example. We will make this and then we'll add some chords just to sit in the background. Sequential switch, again from ML, let's use the 1 to 8. So we will add, let's use the dual attenuverter from Befaco, and I will just send an offset, so a positive. We can also sequence the right, yeah, we can send the positive 10 volts to the sequential switch, and this means the gate is high, or a sort of a trigger, let's say. And now we can send, let's say we have 3, so let's have 3 steps, and send the 3 steps to the read trigger inputs. And what's nice about this sequential switch, oh yeah, that it, with the step input we can randomly move between the steps. So what we need now, what do we have here? We have Here we have negative 10 to positive 10 volts, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look shortly here, just that we can see. I think it's JW has this, so we can see the range, minimum, maximum, exactly. We can see the range of our sample and hold. I think it's negative 5 to positive 5. So if you right click the sequential switch, we can choose the input range of this step input. So we have negative 5 to positive 5, and now we can use the sequential sample and hold to randomly move between the triggers. But I think it's a bit too quick, so let's use a different sample and hold. Let's use again the one from Borg Audio. Sample and hold, the one from Borg Audio, and let's see, go with JW again. Just I want to see the values here. Let's use a much slower clock. We'll use a clock divided by 12, let's say. So I think here we have 0 to positive 10 volts, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So again, right click and we change this to 0 to 10 volts, and this will go to the step input. And now with every clock which is divided by 12, we will get a different scale. This FM voice is crazy. Let's make it a bit more plucky. Okay, now we need something, a sort of a chord. So what we can do, we can use another sequencer. Let's use what shall we use? I don't know. There are so many to choose from. Let's use the Sec3 from the fundamental modules. Why not? We will use 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seven, 1, 7, 7. Thank you. Okay, and now let's sync this, let's clock this with the same clock that's also running the sequential switch. And let's use the even 3 from Squinky Labs, which are 3 even VCOs from Befaco in one module. Let's use row number 1. Let's use row number 1 to send to Quantum Multiverse to the 3rd row. Very nice. From there it will go to the first oscillator. We can use row number 2 to the 2nd oscillator and row number 3 to the 3rd. Very nice. And let's change the values here, something like this, let's say. In Quantum Multiverse Waves Unlimited, you save scales. Is it also working then with the other sequencer? I don't know, Martin. And by the way, you can also save the bank. So if you have, for example, something that you like, sort of a scale, you have all the modes of the minor scale, for example. In the right-click menu, you can save the bank and load it in a different session, which is really cool. So you have everything already set up for you. I like this sequence. I don't know, it's weird, but nice. Okay, let's take the octaves down a bit here of the sequencers. And now let's see what we get. This will go to the mixer. We will have 2 voices in stereo and 1 in mono. And let's do something like this actually. Let's first of all, you know what we will do? We will mix them together in a different mixer, in the 4-channel mixer. So we can send them, let's pan also the voices. We can send them to a filter. I will use again the one from Blamsoft. Send them to a filter, and let's change this to square waves. Very nice. And let's see a bit more resonance. This will go to a stereo channel. So this we don't need. What we need is reverb. So now again with each clock, I want to open the frequency, the cutoff frequency. So now I will use an ADSR. Before I used, what was it? I forgot already. The Bpm Lfo. So now I will use an ADSR. Very nice. And I will use the same trigger, so the divided by 12. And let's add some attack, some decay, and this will modulate the cutoff point. Okay, I will use the same trick with the signal delay. This is nice. I will need, let's use one. I will send the envelope to both sections. And let's have here delayed by 900 milliseconds and here 1400. What I will do, I will use the envelope first of all to modulate the pulse width modulation, or the pulse width to modulate the pulse width of the oscillators, of the square waves. So one will come directly from the envelope and the other two will come from the delayed envelope. Oh yes. And I want also to modulate the cutoff point, so let's use this here for example. So again, we have 3 chords. Shall we add another spicy chord, let's say like a diminished one? So let's take for a second just the read functions out. And let's see, the second A, then we have B diminished. Then let's have B diminished chord. So we have B, then we have D, and then we have F. So this will be a B diminished chord. And let's write this to the 4th row. So now we have 4 chords. We have A minor, E minor, D minor and B diminished. So now we have 4 steps on the sequential switch, and let's send this to the read trigger inputs. So we move randomly between the different chords. This FM operator voice is weird. It's this one. Weird. Yeah, FM is great. Yeah, it can get pretty weird. Actually, the FM input of the FM operator is linear through 0, which is really cool because it keeps the pitch really nice, unlike exponential or just linear. Yeah. Okay, so we have a basic chord. What we didn't do, I didn't change the second and third row. Oh man. Oh yes. I forgot. Oh yes, now it's nice. Now it's working. I'm sorry, Corey, I'm sorry. But you will have fun, I'm sure of it, and you will make good music. Like the FM operator, yeah, that will be cool. There are so many modules that I wish they were available as hardware. Okay, let's see what else can we add here before we are finished for today. Let's use a nice cosmic oscillator. '80s beat. Yeah, that's also something I thought. I thought first of all of a hi-hat. Let's see. Hora has a hi-hat. It's called hi-hat, of course. Which is nice because it has a closed and open hi-hat. Let's send this already to the mixer. And what we can do, ML, there is another module from ML. No, not ML, sorry, it was Bog Audio. I think it's called... Is it not the Logic module? I think it's the Logic module, let's see. The Logic, it's called Boolean Logic. Yeah, and it has the note output. It has the note output, so if I send the clock, let's say, it's the steady clock, let's say from the our main clock, and this will go also to the closed hi-hat. But then from here I will get the opposite clock. So if I will add a scope, so this is our main clock, and from this output I will get a gate when this input is low. So I will get the offbeat. So this will go to the open hi-hat. Let's see. Nice. This is exactly what I wanted. Ooh! And Hora has another, the PCM Lil Drum, also is a free module. So let's have the kick also on the on beat. Let's see how it sounds like, something cheesy. No, but I don't want this. No, I want to divide it by 2, so let's add the clock divider. It sounds nice, but I want something else. Clock divider, again the one from SynthCat. Let's see if this kick is working for us. Okay, this kick is working. Let's add another clap, and I want this again on the offbeat. So again I will use the Logic module. This time I will take the divided by 2 clock. Let's see. Oh, I made it again on the kick. This is a weird one. Let's see it divided by 3 clock. No. Weird. Let's add some reverb. Where is it? And what we can do, maybe the divided by 3 clock we can send to the reverse. See if they meet. No, they will not meet. So let's see what happens when we use 2 different clocks. So we'll use the main clock and the divided by 2 clock to the Boolean logic. And let's say when both of them are high, it will go to the reverse. No, when one of them or both are high. Also no. Only when one of them is high, also not. I'm trying to hit exactly the same. Ah, okay, because I have here, it's one sample delayed. No, it's not. This clock divider is weird. Maybe we'll use a different one. Let's see. This clock divider is weird. It's interesting but weird. Let's use the one from Mental. I don't know. Let's see if it works. So again, divided by 2. No, this is the snare. This is not what I wanted. I wanted this. Okay, and now divided by 2 to... Yeah. This is what I wanted. And let's see, divided by 3 to the reverse. Yes, this is what I wanted. The host XL module. It's just like the host module, but I think if you're using contact and stuff like this, that you can use multiple instances of contact, for example. Let's see, let's use another PCM. Let's choose something different. Let's go with toms. And now I will use 2 different clocks. So let's use the one from the note output. And let's use the divided... No, let's use something from our main clock, something weird. The multiplied by 2. Let's say... And now let's see what we get from the end. So when both of them are playing, we will get the same. We get always... so just when one of them is playing, also we get the same. We need this different clock division. Let's see what we have here. We have multiplied by 4 divided by 12. No, this is not something I want. Let's use the divided by 3 clock. And use just the XOR, so just when one of them is playing, so we'll get 1 step less. Let's see how this will work. Let's go with toms. I don't know, maybe we'll get a cowbell. Yes, we need something different than toms. Sample and hold for the panning. It's a bit 80s. Also here we can add this reversed sound. Let's use, what shall we use? Let's see. No, this I don't like. Let's use again the divided by 5, let's say. Okay. Let's try to add a nice arpeggio. So what I will use an LFO. Just a normal LFO. Do we have an LFO here? No, you know what I can do? No, let's use an LFO. Let's use the LLFO from Bog Audio. Let's make this unipolar, so we'll push the offset all the way up. Let's take the scale all the way down first and we will raise it. Just a bit, and let's send the output. So the sample and hold will go to Quantum Multiverse. So Quantum Multiverse will quantize the sample and hold. And let's use Slick from animated circuits, and I will use slap from Volt, again VCA and envelope generator. This will go to the VCA section, to the mixer. Let's solo this for a second. Okay, the gate will come from Quantum Multiverse, and let's raise the scale a bit. And out is going to the, no, I didn't send, where did I send the out? I sent the, no, I sent the out to the slap. So the out will go to the Volt per octave. This is high. Whoa. Take the offset down. Yes. Oh, nice. Phase distortion with one of the it's not connected, this LFO, but it makes it nice. I don't know. Because this LFO is not going with the or sync to the clock, it's like a free-range chickens. Just oh yeah. Let's modulate the LFO rate, okay? Let's use the, we have an LFO here, or what we have? An envelope, even better. But that's too much, oh? Can use a VCA just to lower this range of modulation a bit. Can never have enough VCAs. Maybe another chronoblob, just for fun, just for the kicks. A synced LFO, yeah, we've used it before. It's called the Bpm Lfo from Frozen Wastelands. You can just sync your clock with it. This is a nice patch, I like it. Chronoblobs, for sure, for sure. Let's send this to Chronoblob. Let's use a ping pong delay. So I will have a stereo signals, changes to ping pong, and now with the left and right we can set different delay times to the left channel and the right channel. Wow, this is nice. Can we listen just to this for a second to enjoy this? Oh, baby. Okay, you ready? This reverse snare is the heat. Oh yeah. Let's do one more thing, okay? One more thing. I'm sorry, I cannot stop here. One more thing. Let's do this. Let's use another slap. And here we have the mixed output from Skunky Labs, from the Even 3. So we can mix all three waves together. We will send this to the VCA. This will go to the mixer. I will already put some reverb on it, never mind. But this will receive a gate from the multiplied by 2 o'clock. Sustain all the way down. And let's start mixing some waves. Let's listen again just to this. Let's see if it adds something or it destroys everything. Let's see. Just to add this modulated decay time. Again with our envelope. Just to add some tension. Yes. Wow, this reverse snare. This is the highlight of the patch, I think. It's what makes this patch 80s. And all of this came for Quantum Multiverse. I mean, this is the only quantizer actually, and the main thing that generates the notes for everything. With the chords, with the change of scales. I need some more volume here. Oh yeah. Yeah, the pad is nice. Oh, this snare. Oh. This is the resonance of tangents. This I want. Let tangents sing. We will modulate the resonance with the same envelope. Ooh. Yes. Yes. What should I say, guys? Martin, first of all, thank you for this amazing module. The video will be recorded and kept on YouTube. Probably will be released or uploaded or whatnot tomorrow on the channel. Links to the patches in the description. This was amazing, guys. This is a nice patch, and thank you for joining me exploring the Quantum Multiverse. Also a bit of evolution. Let's dig deeper in this module. It's very interesting. Oh, this resonance is nice. Snoopy over the hills. Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. Thank you for joining me. I think this was it for today. I don't want to go. I don't want to close this. This is so nice. Okay, crazy. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Thank you again for joining me, for joining us. Martin, thank you again for being with us. This was really fun. Switch it off next week. Yeah, maybe until next week it will stay on. Oh, and again, Superbooth, Waves Unlimited, thank you. Superbooth, if you are going to Superbooth in 3 weeks, 2 weeks from now, amazing, it's so soon. And you want to meet, there is a group on Facebook. If someone can put a link in the chat, if not, it will be in the description later. I hope I can remember this. I will remember this. Join the group, let's meet, and that's it, guys. Thank you Martin, thank you everyone. Have a good one. Yeah, we can record this and dance to it at Superbooth. Okay, I will just shut the microphone down and we'll listen to this a bit more. I don't know, I cannot say goodbye to this music. Have a good one. Thank you again. Thank you again. This was nice. Now I cannot go to sleep. Cheers, guys. Thank you. It was really cool. Have a good one. Doo -doo -doo -doo.